passion for the planet, Sound Publishing.
The environment, health, alternative solutions.
I'm Chantal Cook. The vegan organic movement is combining the concepts of organic and animal welfare and taking them to the next level. The idea is that all crops are grown, not only using organic principles, but also without any animal input, so no bone meal, blood, or even manure is used. There are already 5 vegan organic registered farms in the UK and more joining each year. But what about the rest of the world? Are they embracing the vegan organic ethos? Graham Cole is a horticulturalist from the Vegan Organic Network.
We've got many growers all over the place around Europe, in India, Australia, but America is also very important. They've been doing this for a number of years, and they now have also a national inspection scheme like the UK, which is a legally registered inspection scheme, and that's just getting off the ground. So yes, it's very, very big in America, as organic is, conventional organic. We also feel it's very important for any country, especially developing countries, and also where you're getting into hotter conditions and more marginal situations where soil erosion's a problem, water's a problem, where you don't want to till, you don't want to turn the soil or cultivate it more than is necessary. And also importing or exporting European farming methods isn't always appropriate. So we would actually say that more use of trees and permanent crops is very important, especially in very hot countries, and the use of green manures would be also very important. If you're actually bringing animals into the equation where you've got real shortages of water, you haven't got enough water for people, you're certainly not going to have enough for animals because they use far more. For example, in America, I think about 80%, 3/4 of domestic water is actually just going to farm animals. It's a huge amount of water that they require because they're bigger, and so we would actually say that it would be very beneficial in all situations.
What country do you think is sort of leading the way then for vegan organic?
UK. I think the UK, I mean, it's really where the word vegan was invented in the UK. The UK has been pioneering it. But as I said before, a lot of other countries have been doing it, maybe even just giving it different names. I mean, there's an institute in America that's been going for a number of years. I think it's the Plant-Based Agriculture and Horticulture Institute. And plant-based is a term that was used before the 1940s, the word vegan came about. So yeah, we've pioneered it. I think we've probably pioneered the actual legal framework, the actual inspection. That's been the first here. But I think this food revolution, the actual plant-based vegan food revolution, is really taking off, and particularly in the UK with all these festivals that we have now, as well as what we're doing in the Vegan Organic Network. There's a lot of other stuff going on as far as changing of diet. You wouldn't know, though, in the mainstream media, you wouldn't know from the main TV, you know, with all the TV chefs, you wouldn't know that there is a dietary revolution going on out there, but there is.
And how do you see it growing then in the future? So if it's already sort of this revolution is happening, how do you see it developing?
So I think it can only get stronger. I think it's just spreading the awareness. I mean, really, we're a very young organisation. We've only been going since about 96. So, you know, things take time. The actual organic movement started in the 40s and took many years. I mean, it's only in the recent couple of decades that organic's really taken off. But I actually think we don't have time on our side now. I think things have got to move more quickly. We really don't have time on our side, so I think this is so important.
And how commercially viable, though, is it actually to grow food like this? So if we said, OK, the whole country's going to go kind of vegan organic, could we feed everybody? Could we do it? Do we have enough land?
Well, some work's been done. A guy called Kenneth Mellenby looked at this in the 1970s. He was a meat eater, and even then he concluded from his work, from the acreage that was available then, with only 55 million, and when we're now up to 60 million, he concluded we'd have to drastically reduce our meat and dairy consumption. Recently, another person's done a look at it, and with the current population situation, less land, and he's also reached the conclusion that we need to drastically reduce our dependence on meat and dairy, and looked at about 6 different systems, and one of them was the vegan organic system, and it came out the best, really, in terms of actually how much land would be freed up. I mean, millions of acres would be freed up, which could actually be used for more trees and more orchards. So yes, it is a very important question. You know, it's about our food security. And I think that if we didn't have so much land devoted to animals, which is about 2/3 of our land in the UK, feeds animals directly and indirectly, if that was actually feeding people more directly, it would actually be more efficient. So we think it is viable. Ian Tolhurst, our main grower, with 400 vegetable boxes a week for local people, he's actually growing crops on marginal land, which isn't really suitable even for cereals. It should be pasture. He's on Flint, he's right near the Thames. It has in recent times been prone to flooding, but his fertility is going up. He's actually showing on a difficult soil that his fertility is going up with the use of green manures and his other practices. And we've also got other growers that are on very light soils, very sandy soils, which needs organic matter put into it to get things going, and it's also working there.
That's Graham Cole from the Vegan Organic Network, and you can see more and hear more at passionfortheplanet.com.
This is a Passion for the Planet Sound publication. For more information about Passion for the Planet Sound publishing, visit passionfortheplanet.com.